What's going on, DEADSIDE family? Welcome back to another update video. In this video, we're going to talk about the major issues that the DEADSIDE developers addressed, as well as other features that were added to the game. Alright guys, we do have a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and get started. The first and probably the biggest part of this update is of course that duplicating items has finally been fixed. Due to the fact that this glitch was fixed, there has been a wipe implemented on all DEADSIDE servers. Now what this wipe means for players is that your character inventory as well as reputation points, save zone storages, any loot stashes or base storages have all been completely wiped. Another thing to keep in mind is if you built a base within construction or water blockers using various exploits, your bases are now gone. If your base is in a good area and is not part of any kind of exploits, then your base will still remain on the server. Like I have stated on some of my previous videos, this wipe was actually very necessary for this game to succeed. Let's also keep in mind that it's not an uncommon practice for an early access game to include several wipes throughout its development. With all of that said, let's continue on to the rest of the update. The DEADSIDE developers were able to add additional features to the server admin panel. One of the features that the server admins now have access to is the ability to spawn any item at their discretion. They also have the ability to teleport to any marker on the map. To add on to these features, they also have an optional message that they can display for players in their chat box once they log in, as well as a custom broadcast message with optional auto send intervals. Moving on to other key points, if you guys have played DEADSIDE recently, you've probably noticed that the missions don't spawn as often as they should. This update of course has addressed this issue as they've added new missions to the Voice port as well as increased the mission spawn frequency. You can also expect an increase in different camo clothing within mission crates. Along with the key points that we have discussed, the DEADSIDE developers also focused on other bugs and optimization for the game. To keep this video as short as possible, I'm only going to touch on some of the bugs that were fixed as well as some of the small adjustments that were made. One of the primary bugs that was fixed was the issue where a player was not able to join a server and was receiving an error code number 4. Another bug that was fixed that a lot of players were taking advantage of was the ability to push their character into extreme heights, landing on top of different objects and bases. This bug was exploited by players by logging out while they were crouched and then logging back in right away. Apart from the different bugs that were fixed, they also increased the distance in your proximity chat from 20 meters to 50 meters, helping those players that are not grouped in a private chat. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. I did cover the most important parts to this update that I believe will affect the flow of the game. If you would like to go through the entire update, I have provided a link down in the description box for you to follow. Like always guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smack the thumbs up button so that we can continue to grow our YouTube community. Also consider subscribing as I do track the full development of this game. Alright guys, without further ado, I'll see you on the next video.